just need to believe in yourself. If you trust, then I know the Force will surely answer.
Welcome, everyone, to What the Force. I'm Marie-Claire Gould, your host, and with me to cover Visions Volume 3, The Ninth Jedi, Child of Hope, is my good friend and yours, Hammy. Welcome back, Hammy.
Hi, everyone.
Today, we are going to be talking all about The Ninth Jedi, which is, of course, the follow-up to The Ninth Jedi from Volume 1, and will precede the movie next year.
Ooh, can't wait for that.
How did you feel about this one?
Okay, as if you missed our overview in the very first episode before the duel, we did discuss our positives and negatives about Visions. And so when I first watched this, I was a little disappointed because I thought we could go anywhere and do anything at the end of the Volume 1 of The Ninth Jedi, the first episode. I was a little bit disappointed, but there are definitely amazing things and good things that we can dig into in this episode that I enjoyed. And I, of course, love our little droid buddy, who we'll get to.
Yeah, we talked about how we enjoyed the fact that it didn't necessarily need to this episode or this setting didn't need to be tied to the Empire period of time, but they've firmly established the Empire exists in this one, and I was like, darn it.
I know, because really we thought and now with the movie and stuff that we could do anything, and the setup of this was supposed to be a group of Jedi that were coming together to save the galaxy, and then it ends up being all Sith, that the Jedi are not as present in the galaxy as once thought, that Kara was supposed to be the new hope of that.
Yeah.
Just a little more separation would have been great.
It just felt like it could have been like millions of years ago or thousands of years ago. It didn't have to be now, and it now in the timeline, but it just feels like they made a decision to like, unless it's the Sith Empire and I'm wrong.
That's true.
It could still be the Sith Empire, and if it's the Sith Empire, I take back everything I just said and all of my complaints. Thank you. Adding a giant asterisk to this episode. Thank you.
Correct.
So the Jedi Hunters are pursuing Kara and her friends who are escaping. They are shooting at the ship, and so Kara goes out to try and fix something on the ship, but ends up being left behind floating in space.
Very Space Leia of her.
Yeah, very Space Leia of her. She does seem to like have a force field or something around her, but she ends up like, what's cool symbolically about space is that it ends up being like a death-like state because you think you're gonna die. So she ends up having memories of her father in this like situation, and we're reminded that that's actually what her mission is she's trying to find her father as part of this. It's not just she actually doesn't care about becoming a Jedi, she's trying to find her father.
Exactly. And that's often the case, which I do like in Star Wars, is that you have her dad is the MacGuffin, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
But then you're sent on this other journey, and that kind of concludes this episode. Spoilers to remind everyone, Kara's father was a lightsaber builder, I guess. Like a blacksmith for lightsabers.
Yeah, which is so cool.
And the Jedi Hunters were they found him and they took him.
Yes. Yeah. Oh man,
we know he's still alive.
Now I really hope it's the Sith Empire.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
Because I imagine they would want him to start making more lightsabers. I imagine that's why they captured
him. Yeah, probably. Okay, I'm getting behind this. If this is the case, then I take back everything I said negatively.
Me too.
So she ends up actually being pulled into this ruins of a ship, which is actually like this huge like terrarium type situation.
Yes.
And it looks like it even has like columns and like trees and plants and animals and like all sorts of situation, like things. What did you think of this ship?
Yeah, she goes from door to door. It's like a different nature setting.
Yeah.
So the trees and the columns are in one, and then when she goes to another one, there's like a bridge, and you can kind of see water and all of that. Yeah.
What did you think of the ship?
Well, since I can't help but be a sequel trilogy fan, it reminded me of the Amaxine space station. So that's the space station where Ben Solo runs to Snoke after after the destruction of Luke's Jedi temple, and Snoke gives him the creepiest hug known to man.
Oh yeah. And
But anyways, that space station does have it's just kind of, at least to me, it's very haunting and kind of eerie to see life and animals and trees and all of that in space and within a space station. It's not so much on a planet that's like healthy and thriving. It's in this very industrial area. So it reminded me of that. That space station also appears in High Republic.
Yeah.
Yep.
So we actually find out that there is actually a resident of this space station or ship named Tato.
Cute.
He's so cute. A little droid that I can now love and be a droid mother to. Sounds good. But
I will say Visions nails it with the droid buddies.
Oh yeah. All of them. She does end up having like a really solid conversation, and Tato is like, please help Tato's master. You're the great Jedi. And he sees the thing that we know to be true, which is that she is a chosen one, right? She is a specialty thing in the universe and is meant to be something special. But Kara doesn't see that in herself. And so who is the child of hope? It's Kara, right? Like, we know that. But she doesn't see it in herself, nor does she see that she's anything special. But this is sort of like a little mini trial before the big trial that we know we're going to get within the movie. She ends up helping Tato get to his master by lifting a giant statue column-y thing with the Force.
At first she doesn't think she can do it because we see flashbacks of when she was younger and she was struggling to harness the Force.
Yes. And with even just like a little tiny statue. And then she sees that it's the big statue and she's like, whoa. But she does do it. And we find out that Tato's master has died a really, really long time ago in his little Bacta thing.
Yes, I think their ship must have been destroyed hundreds of years ago. And then when she goes up to the little monitor, she says, "Oh, his life support died a long time ago. I'm so sorry, Tato." But he still values that she took the time to help him, that he got to see his master one last time.
Yeah, and to know to have a resolution, even right?
It solidifies to him that she is a good person and a Jedi, and could be a good. Yeah.
We have these bounty hunters that are sent after to capture any Jedi. So it's like the Jedi hunters. But specifically, they mention a name, and I wonder if this will come into the movie eventually. Nawam. And I'm like, okay. And they offer 100 million credits. And I was like, whoa, inflation or like whatever that is, 100 million credits for one Jedi.
That is crazy. So now I'm really even more curious about the setting in the timeline.
So, okay, I could have been wrong this, and I'm now right. So, okay. And one of the lines that I really love that Kara says is that, like, the galaxy is engulfed in fear and anger, but we can't, like, be like that. Like, she's trying to convince Tato that, like, there's a better way to be.
Yes. After finding his master, Tato asks her, "Why is there so much war in the world?" And that's her response to that. And it's something that her father would tell her about wartime.
Exactly. So the Jedi hunters invade the ship. They go after her, but she and Tato set up and use the defenses to protect themselves. And all is almost lost when they're about to escape, but the escape pod doesn't have enough power. And so Tato uses the last of his energy to power the escape pod, knowing that he is protecting the child of hope, the great Jedi, Kara. Of course, this ties into the theme of protecting the future, House of Atreus. We dug into that in our first episode. But it is so Star Wars.
Yes.
But still, it hurts. I did not want to see Tato sacrifice himself. He was so cute.
And Kara yelling for him not to, that she doesn't want him to sacrifice himself. And it was just, it was very, very Star Wars. How many sacrifices do we have to live through, MC?
I don't like it. Boo.
I won't say this applies to the sequel trilogy, but I don't mind sacrifice sometimes. And in this situation, I get it because it's that story that's going to push Kara towards her destiny. So I am a hypocrite when it comes to the sacrifice.
It was fine. And also like the thing about droids that remind me that droids are like such a fundamental part about Star Wars. We saw it in the duel. Droids can sacrifice themselves and come back from the dead. That's true. Frankly, so can anybody else if the storytellers want them to.
Exactly.
Because she could go back there and find Tato at some point in the future.
And then just repower him up.
Repower him up. He'll be fine.
But like I said, all of this does lead Kara even further with further momentum into her journey ahead. So that kind of makes me excited.
She ends up being reunited with her friends and is quite sad about everything that has happened, but is now like very much ready to take the steps forward into the path that she needs to take to become the great Jedi that Tato saw in her.
Aw.
I'm excited for this movie, man.
Yes, I'm really excited because with Tato's sacrifice, I think it kind of reassures me about how the story ahead could go. So I'm excited.
I need more of this. I really do hope they do a good job of like kind of establishing everything in the movie. I'm very much looking forward to talking about it with you.
I'm excited too, MC. You know I love this stuff.
I hope it's the Sith Empire.
Or something totally separate from that. It could be another
or a different kind of empire.
Give me something
exactly. New. Yeah.
And then that could relate to the cycle of war. That seems to repeat itself over and over.
Not the Galactic Empire with Palpatine, guys, please.
It does give me hope too that Tato's master was from so long ago. So hopefully maybe that. Yeah.
And he was only dead for a couple 100 years, we think.
Yes.
Yeah. I don't have any other thoughts. This was really good. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, it was great. I loved it. I love Tato. I love Kara. Can't wait to see what happens in the future. And I hope she finds her dad. Or some kind of resolution with her dad.
Yeah. It definitely follows some themes we haven't seen in a really long time, which is a lost masculine story. So not a lost husband, but certainly like I'm seeking a lost part of myself. The last time we saw this sort of story, I think, was Rogue One with Jyn looking for her father. It kind of ties to that idea.
Yes, love that.
Yeah. All right. We're going to move on to the bounty hunters next. So come back for that. Hammy, where can people find you if they're looking for you online?
I'm on Twitter at BalancePadawan and on Blue Sky as Hamsa, Hamsa.
Amazing. Take care, everyone. Cheers. Thank you for listening to What the Force. I'm Marie-Claire Gould, your host. Our orchestral music is by Christy Carew for What the Force. You can support the show directly on Patreon at patreon.com/whattheforce. We would like to thank all our patrons, especially those who love and are obsessed with What the Force. Christian R., Adrian, Sarah Joy, Scott, John, In Wild Space, Minky Moo, Derek C., How Rude, Christian Luca, Carly Ann, and Scott C. Support the show by wearing the Force with our merch. Like and subscribe on YouTube, or leave a 5-star review on iTunes or other pod apps. It helps people find the show. You can connect with us on Blue Sky at WT Force, What the Force Podcast on Facebook, or on our website at whattheforce.ca, or our Discord. Links are in the liner notes. Feel free to reach out and start a conversation. Cheers.